we're going to start with our ribs. Now, I've got my slab. Okay. The little sinew strip on the back has already been removed, so we don't need to worry about that. Now, I'm going to take a couple pieces of fruit. Got pears. Got some apple, or some oranges, sorry. Make sure we get no stickers in there. We don't need stickers in our ribs. Okay. And one more. Now what this is going to do, it's going to do a couple things. It's going to give us a bed for the ribs to sit on, and it's going to put a heck of a whole lot of flavor right inside. Now I'm going to put some little mini bell peppers, some of the orange and yellows in there too. I'm just going to throw them in here. I'm not going to cut them up. I'm not worried about that. Okay. So now I've got a nice little bed. I'm going to go ahead and season. A little black pepper, a little salt, and do some paprika. You can see I'm not really worried about how it's going on because I'm going to give it a nice little rub and just make sure it's all touching it there. Okay, now that's on the bottom side. Throw this right on top of my veggies and fruit. Do the same thing on the top. Okay. Paprika, the garlic. Make sure we got our salt because we want that flavor coming out. Okay, and I'm going to throw just a little bit of cayenne. Just a little bit. To get it just a little tiny bit. Rub that in. Okay. Okay. Now, the trick I like to use, part, you could say, my favorite thing to use is root beer. Because it gives this nice caramelized taste. Now I want it mostly, I just want it to come right up to the ribs. I don't need the ribs swimming in it, but I do want the veggie swimming. So we're going to use pretty much this whole thing. And I'm just going to get a little bit on the top. I don't want to get rid of all that seasoning I just put on there. You know, just enough for a glass left over there. Okay, so with that in, get yourself some foil. We're going to wrap this up, and it's going to go in the oven. And we're actually going to do this now, depending on how much time you have. If you've got, the chance to get these started the day before or early in the morning, do it. You'll love me for it. I like to cook anywhere from 4 to 6 hours. And this is definitely a set it and forget it type of thing. Check it at your time. You'll be a happy camper. You can't have good barbecue ribs without good barbecue sauce. Why not make your own? So we're going to start. Okay? So I've got basically your baseline tomato sauce here. I just took regular tomatoes and I pureed them. Okay? So it's just puree tomato, the most basic tomato sauce you can. Because you want your own flavors in it, right? You don't want to go with whatever some company put in there, or some artificial this, that, or whatever. You know, put your own artificial stuff in. Now I got that in. I'm going to do, I like a little liquid smoke. This is going to give it that barbecue feel, even if you can't get it to the barbecue. Okay? We don't need a whole lot, just a few, handful of drops in there. Like a garlic. I'm just going to start this at a simmer. Some medium-low heat there. Black pepper. Always got to have salt. Brings out all the other flavors, so you can notice them. Some paprika. I like going a little heavy on the paprika because it's, you know, it's not spicy. You know, it's just flavor. It's getting that nice pepper flavor in there, and a little Worcestershire sauce. I know this is one of the things that most people cannot pronounce anyway. That's right, but Worcestershire sauce. Gotta love it. Okay. Now as that's starting to come up, I'm going to put a little tomato paste in there. Okay. Now this is to give that really good, strong base flavor going. Okay. Just going to stir that in just a little bit. Okay, now this next step is where people kind of differ, kind of do their own things. There's a handful of different ways you can go, depending on what kind of style you want. You're just going to make it your own way. Okay. Some people will go with molasses. Some people will go with a specific kind of honey. I like to go straight brown sugar. Brown sugar, I think, really brings out some of the best flavor. You know, it's just kind of, it's just sweet enough, and it gives that good texture and color. Okay. Got our brown sugar going. Now we're going to do a little vinegar. This is also something you can kind of go back and forth with. Today I'm going to use a little red wine vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is a really good way to go too. Now there can be measurements for all these, but when it comes down to it, it's all about your taste. So you want to put what of each thing is going to give you the flavor that you want. Okay? Give this a nice little stir. Sugar is going to melt as the heat comes up, and it's going to go just right into it there. Let's give this a stir, and this is going to sit for, let's check it in about 20 minutes.